video. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, but this is really what we're going to be doing now. I've given you time to work, to gather images out of magazines. So I'm going to start with this. When you go into these magazines and you find things like colors and that sort of stuff, if you find lots of pages that you want to use, remember my demonstration. So maybe if you like this picture of the elephant, rather than taking my scissors, and I left my scissors over there, rather than taking my scissors and cutting it out of the magazine, I'm going to take the page and I'm going to gently tear the entire page out of the magazine to protect the magazine. So I've been gathering up images. You're gathering up images and colors. Remember that you're not necessarily gathering up images that will be things like a room or a door or a sky, but rather you're gathering up colors that could be sky. You know, it's blue, it's a sky. It could be a lake. It could be the side of a building, for goodness sake. So these are the things that you're doing. Remember also that you're not necessarily looking for individual people as a whole, but maybe rather you're finding faces. This guy's got a nice face. Or bodies. Here's a body. Here's a couple of bodies. And so maybe you're cutting out the bodies and attaching different faces or arms or legs. Give me a second. As you do this, remember that when I cut, I want to do a really nice job. And I'm barely moving my scissors. I'm just opening and closing my scissors, but rather I'm doing an incredibly nice job of trimming around the features, the person, the objects that I want. So we're gathering a lot of images. We're gathering shapes and colors and not necessarily specific objects. So I've got this great little head. Where's the camera? There we go. Can I line it up with my head? A little closer. You're gathering up heads that you can use to create bodies. And then bodies, again, we're trimming nice and tight. Trim this little girl out in her, I don't know, quinceañera, first communion outfit perhaps. Maybe she's going to the ball. She's a princess. So we're taking our time. We're gathering images. I'm going to save the sky out of this one too because it's a pretty cool sky. Trimmed off her arm a little bit. That's okay. I don't really need the paper bag. Kind of blends into her dress. I can also cut away extra paper and then trim this up nice and neat. Hard to see, I know. But I'm doing a nice job trimming this stuff up. This is really important because it's helping you work on your manual dexterity, your fine motor skills, your observation. Again, barely moving the scissors. And I'm trimming these things out. Now, really, I haven't got any idea. There's the bell. Time to go. Not the bell. Sit down. I'm just kidding. I'm not really having any ideas yet, but I'm gathering images. I could imagine these two being put together into composition somehow. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to save things. I'm going to save colors. I'm going to save textures and skies. I'm going to save people that I cut out. When you're all done, these magazines, nicely and neatly put back together, will go on the back cart where they're all stacked up so that the room stays neat. Remember, all scraps go in the garbage. Questions about this? I didn't think so. Now, as you continue to work on this, I want you to think about, and I don't have enough paper or boards cut out for you yet, but I want you to know that the sizes we're going to be working on, I think this one is 8 by 10, and these are all sitting on the back counter for you to look at, but this is about 8 by 10. This one's a little bit bigger. Let me back up a second here. So 8 by 10, I think this one's about 9 by 12. This one's 7 by 11. I'm sure this is 9 by 12. So we've got a bunch of different sizes, but we're going to work about this big as we do these collages. We're not going to work small like you did on your little teeny tiny ones that are decorating the outside of the room. So this is what we're going to be working on. They'll be back there for you to reference, but not to use. Up in the front of the room, I've got a handful of collages that I've built over the years. And I don't have any of the grattage, frottage, or decalcomania in these, but I have found images and I've gathered together very realistic looking spaces. And I want you to create these realistic looking spaces. There's a longer one. Because remember that we're working off of the ideas of Romare Bearden. And he worked with these spaces that could be real spaces. They're probably real city streets, at least in his neighborhood during the Harlem Renaissance. But we're just creating ideas. So kind of keep this stuff in mind. All of these are up on the front counter. If you have any questions about that, ask around. I've left some really detailed instruction. Now you should have these. So go ahead and grab these. I want to read through this stuff with you. Social commentary and art. You're going to approach the development of this project in 3 ways. You will either analyze perspectives, create an argument, or be persuasive, or lastly, you're going to work to solve a problem. In the end, you'll be creating an original artwork. Whichever these 3 techniques you choose to use, you'll work through them step by step on separate pieces of paper and turn in with your final collage. Now, we've already gone through the process of coming up with our ideas. We're going to break it down into 3 different ways that you're going to try and create this collage. Are you going to analyze ideas? Are you going to argue a point or persuade others? Are you going to try to solve a problem? Analyzing ideas. Consider different points of view. There's a typo in this. 1, identify the issue you're going to tackle. You've got it chosen. It's not about bullying necessarily. This was a mistake on my part. State a perspective, your perspective or another's perspective, the logic and the evidence that supports it. In your imagery, what kind of evidence are you showing about your topic? Maybe you're going to state a different perspective, the opposite. If you're pro something, try looking at it from the opposite, the con side. And repeat this back and forth. Summarize the similarities and differences among your viewpoints. This is all brain work. I'm thinking about it. I want to analyze the ideas behind this topic. The second one, argue your points or persuade others. To make a claim or convince others to change their viewpoint. Make a claim that you would like to argue for or against. Maybe you're for this particular topic. Maybe you're against this particular topic. What are the evidence behind that claim? Researched, not necessarily just off the top of your head, but where's the facts? Where are you gathering this information? Elaborate on that evidence, both opinionated and factual information with evidence. And to persuade, use techniques to sway the audience to accept the claim through your choices in images and techniques in designing your art. And the last one, solving a problem. Identify a goal you'd like to attain. You've done that. Describe a barrier. What are some challenges you might face that prevents you or society from achieving this goal or causing this problem? Hypothesize or generate solutions for overcoming this barrier that you can illustrate in your artwork. If possible, test a likely solution. Ask around, ask your friends, ask your colleagues about their thoughts. Hey, I've got this idea. What do you think about it? And if necessary, test another. Summarize how to resolve the situation. And lastly, now we're on to making our art. And that's what you're going to get back to in just a few minutes. Invent and create developing original artwork to meet specific requirements for this art. Describe the situation, state the purpose, hypothesize specific needs, develop, sketch, outline, plan your actions. Gather your images, gather your textures. Don't forget about frottage, grattage, decalcomania. Seek feedback, improve on the idea by editing and revising, and then create the artwork. Nobody's gluing anything down today. Nobody's gluing anything down. We're cutting things out. We're cutting things out. We're grataging, frotaging, and decalcomaniaing. We're gathering textures and stuff. That's it. Now, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, ask me when I come back. Otherwise, the rest of the time is yours to continue gathering images, cutting things out, making sure at the end of the class you've cleaned things up. That's it, guys. I'll see you when I get back. You're great. Have a good one. Bye.